Oh my God. Now, if you are a fan of a team that is interested in Sandro Tonali, this is a story for you. Now, an open blank check has been displayed outside there by a side known as Newcastle. And they're like, you come with a big check, you take the player provided you meet what this club really wants in this player. Smash the like button, comment and share. If you're totally watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rokani David is my name, and this is the second video of the day, and we are charged up on the 1st of April. And guys, don't get fooled because today is Fool's Day. Don't see yourself fooled. As I tell you, today is Fool's Day. Don't get yourself fooled. I warn you again, anything that really comes in through as a call from a person, whether your friend or not, please don't react immediately because you might fall a victim of the Fool's Day. Though it runs up to midday, but I know people can obviously protract it to the next for the next 6-7 hours in there for you. So hope you guys are really having fun in there for you. We started up the day with a video coming in through from Victor Gyökeres, and we went ahead to obviously charge up to another one here that means or speaks volumes to all those that really are fans and supporters of a club known as Arsenal. This is a big one, guys, and you just can't believe it that the club known as Newcastle is considering to sell Sandro Tonali, and they've gone ahead to set the conditions at which they can really let this player leave the club of Newcastle to the club of Arsenal. And what is the condition? Go and obviously subscribe. After subscribing, hit the notification bell. That will enable you to get notified every time I upload a video onto this channel. Now, the Sun has told us that Arsenal have been handed a big boost in the pursuit of Sandro Tonali, with Newcastle open to selling their best players for the right price, this summer. That is it. Now, Newcastle is open to selling their best players to the open to the best price this summer. Now, the CEO comes in through with the most important point being delivered in here for you. He goes by the names of David Hopkinson. He says, if an Isak-like scenario presents itself again, any player under contract is going to leave on our terms, and you're going to maximize the opportunity that might represent for the club. Going forward, our strategy is to buy well and sell well. So, you've heard it. What other boost do you want to get in through from a guy known as David Hopkinson, who is the CEO of the club? Remember, there are things that you have to obviously understand. Even if you are Newcastle and you feel like you really have opulent owners, that doesn't mean that you can obviously buy anyhow like City did, because City and Chelsea were teams that went ahead to obviously enjoy that mileage of really buying endlessly and spending monies to an infinity ceiling, because the financial fair play was not here. But with the financial play here, Newcastle having very opulent owners, coming in from the Saudi Arabia, they cannot spend money beyond their profits. You get? So that limits them from really getting in players and keeping players in here. Because for City, they did it for some time. They brought in players, they gave them astronomical wages, and they went ahead to build a team that they are right now. And Newcastle, it's really not possible. That's why you say to it that they can sell players. They can sell players because they know for them to keep on and ongoing, they have to let these players go. Now, the CEO has spoken out loud that if an Isak-like scenario presents itself, no player is unsellable at the side of Newcastle. What does that mean? It means that if a team breaks the bank and obviously says, I'm bringing in 120 million £5, 125 million pounds, they're willing to sell the player because that's the price at which Alexander Isak was sold at. And remember, Isak went in for that amount of money when he was not really wanted by very many clubs. That is it. You understand? Because Arsenal had settled in for Victor Gyökeres, United had gone in for Alexander Isak, Chelsea had already gone ahead to get João Pedro and Delap, Liam. So, no club was willing to obviously come and really pay that huge amount of money for a player known as Isak. So that's why there was no bidding war and Liverpool took its time until they really reached a common understanding with the team known as Newcastle to obviously bring on everything that saw this guy cross from the Merseyside to the Midlands in there for you. Now, when we go to a side known as Arsenal, can they break the bank and really bring in this player? Because the North, Arsenal has ever gone ahead to go to buy a player, has been 105. And very many people and first-tier journalists, first, second, third, and fourth-tier journalists have come up and obviously said that they need to see Arsenal bringing on... Sorry, they need to see a team pay £100 million to get in Sandro Tonali. But that is it without a bidding war. But we all know it's not only Arsenal that is interested in Sandro Tonali. Man United, Man City, Liverpool, Real Madrid, Chelsea, PSG, very many huge clubs, even in Italy, Juventus, though I think those are out of the contention because they are technically knocked out in there for you. So I want to let you know that I think it will go beyond £100 million, and the biggest bidder will obviously take it all, unless otherwise all the clubs pull out and it's a one-man race. But I think it will be a 3-4 horse race to see to it that they obviously vie for the signature of this player, and Newcastle has set the conditions for this deal to happen. You really break the bank and bring in the amount of money like Liverpool did for Isak, they'll give you the player. So I want to leave this question to you. How much do you want? How much do you think Arsenal can offer to Newcastle to sign the player? 105 is no news to Arsenal because they went ahead to obviously get the deal of Declan Rice done at that amount of money. And Arsenal had not obviously gone ahead to make in huge amounts of money like they're making right about now, meaning that they can go north of £100 million. But can they go 120? Because we've seen teams like Chelsea do multiple deals for £120 million for Caicedo and for Caicedo in there. And I think Enzo Maresca was for 105. The other one's 100 million euros. That is Mikhailo Modric. So it's a team that you can obviously feel like it can come up and obviously do the needful. Man United, I haven't gone ahead to see United sign a player for £100 million. And will they do it for the very first time? We wait and see, because the unexpected happens duly, especially in these transfer windows, because players like Sandro Tonali are a rare breed in there for you. Him being a midfield hybrid of a 6 and 8, he obviously ticks boxes of very many things in there. And if I'm Man United, I would die for him because he's 26 years of age. He's still young, meaning that can get you more 7 seasons at your club in there. If I'm Arsenal, I have to kill even for him because the lad is really special, and I believe that he'll transform that midfield of Arsenal and really do the needful into their midfield in there for you. Set competition for Declan Rice because he can play the number 8. Also setting competition for Martin Zubimendi because he can also set competition for him as a 6. That is Sandro Tonali for you at this particular juncture. So guys, that is it for Sandro Tonali, and Arsenal are set to obviously get into this player. And will they obviously break the bank to obviously bring him on? We wait and see how things will pan out in there for you. So, your reaction to Sandro Tonali to Arsenal transfer boost are welcome in the comment section below. And let's obviously head to another London club that is in North London in there for you, trying to bring in a manager that might cause problems with the club of Arsenal as he did while he was at Brighton. And who is that? It's none other than the manager who really took Ethan Nwaneri on loan to Marseille, and he fell out with the club. Jacob's Ben telling us on the 30th of March that Roberto Zerbi is now close to an agreement with Spurs following a breakthrough in talks. 5-year contract on offer. Zerbi has told Spurs last week he wanted to wait until the summer, but a lucrative long-term deal has made him open to taking the job right about now. So this was Jacob's Ben putting out the story at first. Then we got a Fabrizio Romano telling us that Tottenham are pushing, trying to get green light from Roberto Zerbi for immediate appointment. Always been top target for summer, but Spurs insist to make it happen now as talks are ongoing. Spurs see Zerbi as an ideal candidate for a long-term job. Now, for me, who has been watching Spurs for that long time, from the days of Martin Yol, they've been playing tiki-taka and sexy football. That has been their philosophy, or DNA. But I've gone ahead to see Spurs bringing on managers that don't even have a history of really playing such a kind of football. For example, they brought in Jose Mourinho. Had you seen Jose Mourinho doing something like that? The answer is no. Then they brought on Antonio Conte. Does he do such football? No. Nuno Espirito, does he do such kind of football? No. And now they brought in Thomas Frank. Have you seen him play such football before? I'll tell you no. I think for Ange Postecoglou, it was a very good signing because the lad really brought in that kind of game at Spurs and the ability to play that game in very well. But for Zerbi, I think that's a very huge pick. Very good pick, because I do believe that Spurs really has players that are really technically gifted and trophy competitive and winning ready than Brighton. For example, look at Spurs. Pedro Porro, right back, one of the best right backs in the Premier League. Left back, Udogi, very good player. In goal, Vicario, very good player. Van der Ven, and Christian Romero, very good defender in there for you. In the midfield, look at a player like Paulinho, right? Huge experience in there. Trophy winner for Portugal, Nations League, and the Bundesliga in Germany. Then you can talk about another player who plays there, Yefis Bissouma at Brighton, then sold to Tottenham Hotspur. You can talk about Xavi Simons, one of the best talents that I think just have a manager like Zerbi to give him confidence and improve more on him to turn out into a deadly player that is supposed to be in there. Talk of Kulusevski, talk of Solanke, so Richarlison. They really have a very good team, I tell you. Muhammad Kudus. So they have a very good team, and I know they've gone ahead to make the right choice of a manager to come in through and really take them on. That is it. And I think if all goes well and it's hands for them, he'll put out a very huge show, I tell you, at Spurs, and he'll take them to levels that they've never been at before. I think I'd even surpass the levels of Pochettino, because for me, the best high I've gone ahead to see, all height I've gone ahead to see Spurs go is when they are playing again, is when they are really playing against Pochettino, because they played in the Champions League finale. They went ahead to obviously compete for the Premier League several occasions, So that's what I really do believe, that this manager can obviously go ahead and obviously do wonders for this side. So that is it for now. And this is what we've had for you here on to what we call the Rokani Media Football. 2 stories in one. Sandro Tonali to Arsenal transfer boost in there for you. Do you think Arsenal can break the bank and really surpass the price that they bought Declan Rice for? That is £105 million plus, because Arsenal has to do it, because, to me, Arsenal has to do it because they now need to get in what we call finished articles. That is it, because that's the level they've gone ahead to go on to. And lastly, what do you think about a team known as Spurs closing in on Roberto Zerbi in there for you. As I sign out, continue to subscribe. We want to hit 28,500. So that we obviously embark on a journey to see to it that we really get ourselves onto the 29,000 mark in here onto a beautiful channel known as the Rokani Media Football. I love you guys, and see you when you see me. Second video of the day has gone ahead to drop, and I know you've gone ahead to love it, and I know you will obviously throw more subscriptions to this video and comments, likes, and so on and so forth. Good afternoon. Bye-bye.